Hey, this is Evangelist Jerry Milliken with JerryMMinistries.org. God bless you all. But I wanted to share something with you that sort of takes me down a journey down memory lane. In light of this episode with the preacher fighting this young guy, years ago when I become a Christian, I decided that I wasn't going to be a casual, comfortable Christian, but I was going to be a Christian that actually lived out my faith. I was going to be vocal in my faith. I was going to share the gospel. And so I was going to take sort of an offensive posture. And because of that, early in my walk with God, I received a lot of persecution. Matter of fact, persecution has never stopped with me. I was persecuted by family members. I was persecuted by so-called friends in my past. So I was really persecuted a lot. But I got a job, and I got a job at construction, and there was a heavy equipment operator. When he found out I was a Christian and a preacher, he started verbally persecuting me. Every single day, this guy would hurl obscenities and vulgarities at me. And I want you to know that there was a few days that I left that job with anger in my heart. I had to deal with that. I had to say, God, help me with this. And so he began to say vile things. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I could tell this guy wanted a fight is what he wanted. One day we were gathered around the water barrels. We were taking a break. There must have been 10 men there. And he started saying horrible things. He even threatened me physically. He threatened my family physically. And then he looked at me with a devil dancing in his eyes and said, you know what? I wonder what it would be like to blank your wife. Well, when he said that, I took just a moment and I stood up and I walked over toward him. And I could imagine what all the other construction men were thinking. They were thinking, you know what? Preacher's finally had enough. He's finally going to physically fight him. And I walked over to him and I said, Danny, I want you to know since the first day, all you've done is persecute me, call me vile names, and call my family vile names. And it seems to be getting worse. I said, but I want you to know I prayed for you. He said, and I said, I want you to know that I love you with the love of God. And I said, I would wash your feet. Well, when I said that, he began to unlace his boots, his work muddy boots, and he took his socks off and held his feet up in my face and said, wash them, preacher. I went over to that water barrel, got a bowl, and filled it up with water. I got a stack of napkins. And I walked over, didn't even look him in the eye. I got down on my knees and I poured that water over his feet. And I started weeping over him and praying for him in front of all of those men. I began to dry off his feet with the napkins. And when I got through wiping the tears from my eyes, I looked around and no man was there. They all got up quietly and walked away. You know what? I'll never forget that day. And I'm sure Danny will never forget that day. But most of all, those men never forgot that day. You know what? I didn't physically punch him in the face, but I chose to wash his feet. And I want you to know that I gained deep respect from those men. They began to pull me aside privately and say, would you pray for my son? Or would you pray for my marriage? And you know what? I was able to lead several of those construction men to Jesus. I wonder what would have happened if I would have taken the route of physically confronting this man instead of overcoming evil with good. I want you to know, friend, the next time you're persecuted, the next time you're used and abused, remember, a soft answer turns away wrath. Remember, God has called every believer to walk the extra mile, to turn the other cheek, and to overcome evil with good. Friends, listen, don't punch them in the face. Wash their feet. Bye-bye.